Yeah. Hey, Pocket Creator, good to see you here. Neil, good to see you here. I usually start out these live streams by answering questions that I've gotten in some of my YouTube videos. And this one is from Retired Guy 007. He says, "Hi, Mike. I'm a new creator in the UK, slightly younger than you at 64. I'd love to get your take on this question. Why does it feel like all creators get dragged into making videos about YouTube? They start off sharing their expertise about tropical fish or growing tomatoes, but next time you tune in, they're holding forth on the thumbnails and something else. Oh, my word. Obviously, YouTube is a niche in itself, which is why I tune to your channel, but shouldn't the tropical fish guys stick to fish?" Well, let me give you my take on this because when I started my YouTube channel, uh, I started with the intent of doing a channel for seniors. I was 80 years old when I started it. I've been working with seniors for 30, 40 years at the time. And I thought, well, that's ideal. That's ideal. So I spent the 3 months I did doing a lot of analysis and research, got my channel up, and posted videos that I would consider sage or wisdom in that kind of an area. My very first video was "If You Ain't Dead, You Ain't Done." And that was my theme for the last 50 years. And so that was my very first video. And that was what I wanted to do as far as a niche was concerned. However, after 3 weeks, I had relatively good success in 3 weeks. So I posted, uh, I think it was my fourth or fifth video, how I started my YouTube channel at 80. I wasn't intending to get into that whole space. I was just posted that kind of as an information. I went through the process and I posted that there. Well, that video hung around for about 3 to 4 weeks. It got some views, and all of a sudden, that video went viral. All of a sudden, I'm getting thousands and thousands of viewers and subscribers, and people asking me about how I'm 80 years old and starting a YouTube channel, and they want to start a YouTube channel. So, one of the things you learn in doing a YouTube channel is that you need to listen to your audience. And when your audience, hey, Emil, I'm glad you made it, my friend. Uh, I'll say something about Emil in a minute. So, anyway, so here I am. I've got all this information that I want to share, but my audience is asking me all these different questions. So you need to go with the flow of your audience to the best that you can. And so I began putting out some videos about my take on starting a YouTube channel at my age. Now, you have to understand that my analytics after a few months were pretty interesting. Remember, I'm targeting people 65 to 90. That was my target avatar, my target audience. But as I looked at my analytics, the first 2 or 3 months, almost 60% of them were below that. I'd attracted Gen X, Gen Y audience. And in the comments I got a lot of comments, man, if you can do it at 80, I can do it at 40 or 50 or whatever. And so to answer retired 007, I think there's two things. If you start off with tropical fish, keep talking about tropical fish. But all of a sudden, if you have a lot of people asking you, hey, how'd you start your YouTube channel? Don't ignore that either. And I'm going to talk a little bit if I have time today. I'm working on a video right now about finding your niche. I've got a couple of videos on that already. I get a lot of questions on this, and Uh, can you imagine? Let me ask you a question about your niche. Imagine for a moment you're Leonardo da Vinci. Think about Leonardo for a moment. What if he was alive today? What would his channel look like? Would he be posting videos about art, about science, about flying in space, about astronomy? I mean, Leonardo da Vinci, he had he was the typical polymath, Polymath. Poly means many, math is a number, and in the video that I'm gonna do, it's gonna be titled, "The Polymath Method." Now, Ty Myers just left me a message that he's definitely not a polymath, he has a hard time doing one thing. Bless Ty, I really love his channel. And anyway, yeah, some of us are narrowly focused, and we don't have a lot of different things going on. But most people are multi-dimensional. We have different skills, we have different interests. Sorting those out and uh, making sense of that in your niche is very important. And I feel it's important to share that in a video. Now, some of you are joining and you missed the very first part of this. Just a reminder, if you live in the United States and you like two of these stickers, one each. If you live in the United States, go to my channel, look at my description. My email's in there, meoliving@gmail.com. Go in there, send me your mailing address. I promise not to sell it for less than $500 to the highest bidder, and I will send you that plus one of my cool business cards, and you can put it on. You can put it on your cup like I've got it on my cup. Okay, let me check out here what's going on. Oh, Emily Rush. That's not email. Sorry. Hi, Emily. Nice to see you. Thomas, good to see you. Totally in love. Ooh, I like that. Show me Life by the Lake. Good evening, Mike. Life by the Lake. Oh, man. If that's who I think it is, Slow Life by the Lake. I mean, if you're in the chat, click on his avatar when you get a chance. Go to his channel. It's the most beautiful. I mean, I think he's in Norway, and he has the most beautiful channel. And he doesn't talk on it. At least I haven't. I watched most of his videos. I don't think he talks on it. And but it's for me the if I could be anything, I'd be a hermit. I'd be living his life, a yurt or a cabin in the woods. That sounds really cool to me. So anyway, hello from Indiana, DG Outdoors Channel. First time on your live. I learn a lot from you and Rob, the Maritimer, and Brian. A lot of great guys here. Thank you. Rosalie designs. I've never figured out Rosanna. I've never seen your face. You've got a great channel, and but it's pretty much AI, if I remember correctly. Uh, Finding your niche is a good one. That's right. Totally in love. Russ, hi everyone. Oh, you're in Sweden. Okay, not Norway, Sweden. Well, Sweden's pretty beautiful. Man, I love it there. Keith, hi Keith. Hello from the UK. Hey, we got a lot of people from all over the place. Hey, now if you've got any questions, start them with a Q in front of your comment. I don't see any questions in here. Let me talk a little bit more about niche for a moment. If you don't have any questions off the top, I think one of the biggest difficulties in finding our niche, and somebody that I really appreciate in several of the videos I've seen him on, is Caleb Ralston. I don't know if you've caught Caleb. He's been interviewed by a lot of people here recently. But, I watch a lot of the gurus that are making 6, 7, and 8 figure businesses and salaries. Now I'm making about 1,000 a month with my YouTube experience, which is beyond. I wanted to be making that at the end of 2025, and I surpassed that earlier this year. Can you imagine making six figures off of YouTube or social media? But I got to tell you, Alex Hormozy, uh, Omar Corey, Sean Connell, a lot of the people that are making all the money, and they do interviews with people that make $100 million, whatever it is. I watch those videos. Do you know why I watch those videos? Because I always come away with a few nuggets. Now that's way out of my zone. I'm semi-retired. I'm 80 years old. I don't need a six-figure income. Come on. I wouldn't know what to do with it, right? So, and I'm only doing YouTube part-time. If you're going to be making that kind of an effort and try to make that kind of money, and you got to do it full time. And a lot of these guys have, uh, they're not just solo. They've got teams. They got 4 or 5 bunch of people working with them. So, but I come away with different ideas every time. So recently, Caleb Ralston, he broke down, and I've seen it broken down. He's broken it down in several interviews I've seen him do. He calls it the Grand Journey Framework, and I'm going to share more about this in my upcoming video on finding your niche. But it's reverse engineering. Now, I did some of this when I started my channel. I spent 3 months working on my channel, and then launched it. And in that process, I tried to answer some of these questions. I didn't have this exact format at the time because I didn't know of Caleb at all. But he likes to reverse engineer your niche. And your niche. Oh, I hate that. So your niche, is it about your skill? Is it about you? Is it about, I think a lot of times we think, if I'm a fisherman, I got to do a fishing channel. Well, not necessarily. Maybe you've got a lot of wisdom outside of fishing that you wanna share, I don't know. Anyway, he says the first thing you have to answer, he has 4 steps. What is the desired outcome? So recently when I saw this, I sat down, what's my desired outcome for the next 2 years? I need to start identifying what I want to achieve and why it even matters. So you get that fixed down, write it down. So what do you need to be known for? I love this question. I love this question. What do you want to be known for on YouTube? What do you want to be known for on YouTube? Rob the Maritimer, he's got a well-known identity. Ty Myers has a well-known identity. A lot of the gurus have a well-known identity. Some of the people that aren't as broadly known also have a well-known identity. Ellen's kitchen. Ellen, love Ellen. She's her identity is doing live streams. Oh my word, she did a live stream every day for a month, I think. But she does her identity is solid, and she doesn't move away from her identity. But she shares wisdom along the way when she's cooking and doing this and that, and she's really funny. So what what do I what do I need to be known for? That's the second question. First one, what is your desired outcome? Second is, what do I need to be known for? I think that's important to think about. Number 3, what actions must I take to be known for that? So if I wanna be known as a, kitchen, cooking type of channel, what do I have to do it? And the last thing is, which is really great, what do I need to learn to make it happen? Now that's where a lot of us that are doing YouTube part-time or in the 4th quarter of their life like I am, I mean, the learning curve can be rather steep on some of these things, and so that can be really, difficult. Okay, let's see, let me go back up here and, find out what's going on. Hey, Mike, love what you're doing, this is unstuckable to you. Have you read the book Unstuckable? That's a great book. Hey, Mike, I love what you're doing. I'm not far behind you as far as vintage. I also plan to talk more about all of this because we aren't done yet. Hey, go for it, my friend. Absolutely. Go for it. David, Steph, hey, David. Hi, brother Mike. Good to catch up with you here. Kentucky Life with Debbie. Hi, Debbie. I love Debbie. She leaves me really nice comments. Me too. Niche. Like it. Undestructible you. Sue Milk. Hello. Found this in something from Brazil. Speaking our name in is similar. Coincidentally, I'm starting a YouTube channel and you helped me a lot. Thank you. All right. So nobody's got a question. You're all jumping in with really great comments. You just like to hear me talk? Is that it? I've had some people that actually have told me that my voice is soothing. They just love to hear me talk. I don't think they listen to what I'm saying. They just like to hear my voice, in the background. I don't know. I don't know. Well, so as I've been playing around with this concept of what your niche is, I think the hardest problem is that we overthink it. How many of you are overthinkers? Raise your hand. I have a whole video on overthinking. I have spent so much time overthinking. That's one of the reasons that I now always am never without. If you saw my video from yesterday, never without my now it's the Recolix. This replaced my Plod recorder. And I'm never without a voice recorder. I'm never very far away from my journal uh, because unless you're very singularly focused and you're more like Leonardo da Vinci or you have a lot of interest, you're going to have a lot of ideas and you have to find a way to capture those. Let's see. Unstuckable says, "Are you using StreamYard to live stream YouTube?" I'm going to shortly. My problem has been when I set up my channel, YouTube messed up. This is a brand channel from my root basic channel, and they got my email mixed up, and I can't get Ecamm Live, StreamYard, Riverside. I can't get any of those to connect to my channel without using the stream key. I just haven't taken the time to. I've got the documentation of how to do it. I'll probably use Riverside. I've got Ecamm Live and Riverside. Riverside looks a little easier to set up than the Ecamm Live, but no, I'm just doing this from the YouTube studio. I can't put your comments on the screen. I can't share my screen. All that kind of stuff I can't do. So that's where I am. Let's see. Rick's Rambles in Review. Hey, Mike, as a fellow senior minister, musician, and YouTuber, love your channel. Yeah, I've been in the ministry for 50 years, but I also started off early on in my career when even while I just finishing seminary, I had kind of a tech interest and I fell into CompuServe. I've always been bivocational. I started a PR firm here in Southern California, but I got on CompuServe and I ended up becoming a business partner for CompuServe. And I managed a number of forums for them. They paid me really well to do that. Had a large staff of people running those forums over there and managing the SysOps systems operators. They were bought out by Netscape and AOL, and I went with them. And I spent 10 years managing community for CompuServe, Netscape, and AOL. So I had a background in all of that, but all at the same time, I was still pastoring and starting churches. So that was really great. Let's see, Keith, what role does storytelling versus expertise play in niche selection? Well, let me think about that for a moment. So some of you know that I'm a big fan of Darren Strauss. Uh, you can look in the description to find her private favorite school group. There's a difference between telling a story and storytelling. I think that's important to have that distinction in our mind. I think that when we do a YouTube video, it has to have a story concept through it. Now you may tell stories in the video, but it has to be created as if it was a longer narrative of a story. So yeah, I think storytelling, and matter of fact, this morning in my feed, I think I had 3 or 4 different gurus, maybe not so big gurus, I don't know. Yeah, storytelling is everybody's talking about storytelling. If you're a business brand, you got to tell your story. You do it in your advertising everywhere you go. Storytelling is a very important part. As far as finding your niche, no, I don't think that the storytelling is related to finding your niche. I think storytelling will be a part of your niche. So, in in my case, my heart is for seniors, people 65 to 90, fourth quarter of their life, doing YouTube part time, retired, semi retired. And I want to encourage them as much as I can, but I also want to encourage Gen X, Gen Y. So I can do that by sharing what is my innate experience and wisdom, and I can do that in talking about my adoption story, talking about how to beat depression, how to get over the wall, one of my recent videos regarding my experience in the Marine Corps. So all of those, and it's interesting, the videos that I'm not directly talking about YouTube, they get less views than the ones where I'm talking about YouTube. But guess what? The ones where I'm not talking about YouTube, the quality of the comments in those videos. In other words, I was talking about when you hit a wall, uh, how do you get through the wall? And so I gave 2 reasons for that. And the heartfelt comments in within the comment, matter of fact, the comments were so great. My video on, I'm not a mistake. The comments in that video, which I share my adoption story, is pretty powerful, and people sharing their life stories in the comments. I mean, I love that. We had that video that isn't viral, and it's not at the top of the list of the views, but it's one of my favorite videos. One reason is for all the comments that are there. So anyway, uh, I lost my place. Here we go. Pocket Creator. Yeah, what a great guy. I often tell people that we all have something special we bring to the table that sets us apart from others. Absolutely. Pocket Creator, he's got a great channel. Go click on it. Steven, I think it is. Can't remember for sure. I'm sorry. And great on camera. He is so good. I can't understand why his channel hasn't exploded yet. It needs to. I know that. Keith says, I'm a recovering overthinker. Hey, I've not recovered yet, Keith. I don't know, man. Question, Mike, what 3 things set you apart from others in the 80 plus years? Well, that's a good question. My word, nobody's asked me that. Well, I think it's my own personality. Ruth, uh, Ruth Wright. She's got a middle name. There's about, I think there's 10 or 12 senior ladies that are in their 80s, 70s, and 80s. Ruth is 91. She started her channel when she was 90. As you look at these channels, they all have a certain kind of attraction, and it's pretty much based on their personality. Ruth's a crack up. I mean, she's posting shorts she's got her camera out first thing in the morning. She's doing shorts during the day. I mean, for somebody that's retired, I mean, she's living on YouTube, and I think she's got 70,000 subscribers, maybe 75,000 subscribers, 91, and she's cute. She's got a little bonnet and her hat on and flower in her hair, but what sets her apart is her personality. Life experience. She's a Christian. She reads the Bible. I mean, she does, but she talks about stuff that a lot of people that are in my age group have to deal with. Getting to the car, you can't walk today, you can't get out of bed today, you got to go take a nap. Oh man. So as far as what sets us apart, I think number one is nobody is like you. Nobody's like me. So my personality sets me apart. My experience. Nobody's had the experience that I have had. Now, a lot of people have had the same kind of training of it. That's the one problem with this Shure microphone. It's got this button at the top that, unfortunately, you accidentally hit it, and man, it puts it on pause. Oh, man. And all you guys are yelling at me in the chat. Yeah, your sound is off. My son's FaceTiming me. Oh, my word. Okay, tell me it's back on, all right? Hey, thank you for the shout out, Mike. Mike's a new friend of mine. I really appreciate what he's doing both in ministry on YouTube. I appreciate that. We have sound. Did you like the sound of silence? Just think all that stuff that you didn't get to hear. Oh man, I love it. This is fun. Let's see. This Ross. I'll get back up here. Okay, I was talking about Debbie, Kentucky Life, and I think that's probably when I got cut off. Uh, let's see. Yeah, I'd love to have a chat. It'd be fun. Wouldn't it be great if we could all meet at a coffee shop somewhere? That would be really great. Russ says, Mike, I was thinking of starting a YouTube channel based around my experience in being an EMT. I am 58 years old and I have a lot of life experiences. Do you think that would be too depressing? No, I think, let me think. So we've had EMTs in the house. We had one here this last weekend. Judy had to go to the ER, and so EMTs are great, and I'm sure they've got a million experiences. I live in an 18,000 resident gated retirement community, and our fire station is the busiest fire station in the United States because we got all these old decrepit people living in here. So I got talking to the to one of the EMTs. He was such a great guy. Then over the hospital, he tracked me down, checked to see how my wife was doing. I think anything that you can relate stories to. I've thought about talking about the medical and pharmaceutical industrial complex. I think anybody that's going to be doing a channel in that sector of medicine, EMT, anything to do with that, that those would be things that you could key on. But a lot of it has to do with your personality, how you've dealt with the people, what you've learned from people. I think I I would suggest if you go back to the four things I laid out at the very beginning. By the way, thank you, Patrick, my son, for FaceTiming me and all you people about my sound. The sound goes out again. Is this sounds are back on? Were these three key questions? What is the desired outcome? Where do you want to be a year from today? What's that desired outcome? What do you want to be known for? As an EMT doing a YouTube channel, what do you want to be known for? What space on YouTube do you want to own? Then what actions must I take to be known? Well, it's going to be creating content partially and doing other things. Then what do I need to learn to take those actions? That got to be a longer answer than I intended. Oh well. Okay. Okay, now I got to get past the no sound stuff. I love it. Totally in love. Watch one of your videos on a $15,000 course ticket. Yeah. I love that's the video on gurus. Uh learned about YouTube. Can you talk about that? Do people really have to pay that much? Yeah, they do. Alexa charges around 5,000 for a couple of her courses. Some of them are a month or two long or longer. I think her 6-month course is 5,000, maybe more. Think Media, you can pay anywhere from 5 to 10 to 15,000. Some of these guys are very, very expensive. Uh, so you can pay for a course that you take at your own speed, and then a course that has coaching along the way. But the fallout rate on these are pretty high. If you watch Sean Connell, he admits that probably 30% of the people that start the courses, maybe more, don't ever finish them. But yeah, they are expensive. Now, in Alexa's story, which is a great story, she took a course because she was desperate. She got fired in her mid 40s. She needs to replace a full time income. She decided it was going to be YouTube. So she took money out of their savings and invested it. And she's doing well. I mean, she's making six figures now in under a year. But she's put the effort in. I mean, that girl works harder than about anybody I've ever met. And I'm very proud of her for what she's done. And if you're in that kind of a situation that you need to replace that kind of a salary, then wow, that does make sense. But it's expensive, that's for sure. Hey, great. I'm sounding good again. Mr. Mike, Gen X here. It's TL Robinson. Oh, TL Robinson, sure. That's right. That's right. Okay, no more questions there. Let me check the time. 10:38. I got some more time. Again, thank you for the gift. If I got any more questions, please give a shout out. One of the things that has been on my heart for especially my viewers, there Rob the Maritimer did a great little video today on these people that are trying to jump in your channel, post the question. YouTubers gather here. Well, that's a sub for sub kind of a scam. I usually delete those. But it's the heartfelt comments that I get from a lot of people that are obviously hurting and responding to and I look if you come to my channel and you leave a comment, I go look at your channel if you've got one. A lot of people don't have one. But I look at your channel. I take the time to do that. I think as a content creator, if you're going to be effective on YouTube, it's not just answering a question and saying, "Oh, thanks for the comment. Have a great day." Now, I do that sometimes for people that don't have a channel. They have a YouTube address, but they don't have a channel. When I go to the channel and I discover that it's 9 years old and they've got hundreds of subscribers and 300 videos, I take a look at the channel and see what's going on. Maybe they haven't posted in a year or 6 months or whatever. I get people from the Philippines, people from Africa, people from all over the world at all various levels of what they're doing. So when someone leaves a comment, you have no context for the comment. So here's my point. When somebody leaves a comment, you have no context for the comment, no matter what the comment is. That's why I recommend clicking on their avatar and their picture, whatever it is. Go to their channel and see what they're posting. See what kind of content they have. Oftentimes the comment they leave me when I go to the channel and I find out more things about what's going on in their life, it gives me a better opportunity and a better way to answer their question or come back with a comment. A lot of those people end up uh, sending me messages in email. And I love email messages. By the way, this is a good time. We got a good group in here. If you want one each of my free stickers, you can put them on a coffee cup. If you want one each of my free stickers and one of my business cards, which is pretty cool, and you live in the United States, that's the only requirement. Go to my channel description. My email address is in there. If you can remember to write it down, it's meoldliving at gmail.com. Meoldliving. And you have to send me your mailing address. I promise to destroy that afterwards. I'm not going to put you on an email list if you ask for this, but I'll be happy to send you a couple of free stickers and a business card and say hi. Okay. Thank you. Totally in love for your gift. I really appreciate that. Let's see. Sea Spray Films. Sea Spray. Boy, you got a great channel. Again, if you're in the chat, you can click on his avatar. Lots of experience, and I think it's a fairly new channel. Let me see what he says here. Thanks for helping me with my niche. I am a retired teacher, now a part-time doc filmmaker, and that shows in your videos. You suggested I niche into content creation and YouTube from a filmmaker's perspective. Is that too wide? No, I think people that Alicia Clark, she has a great. She moved, she started in one area, moved to another area, and moved back into photography. I think photographers see the world differently. Uh, People that have an artistic right brain see the world differently. Nothing wrong about being left brain, or is it right brain works? I don't know. I forgot which hemisphere I'm in. But people that have certain skill sets or certain kinds of things see things differently. So if I'm looking out my window now, a filmmaker would look out my window and see something totally different than I do. So I think in your case, Sea Spray Films, I think in your case, I think that's Emil. I'm not sure, but in your case, I think it's important to understand that your perspective and all of your life perspective can be a part of your channel. So you're probably not going to be doing uh, content about DaVinci Resolve all the time. I think you've got a video on that. I may have channels mixed up in my mind right now. Uh, DaVinci Resolve, I just couldn't handle it. I'm sorry. But see, a filmmaker looks at DaVinci Resolve because of the ability to manipulate colors. That's important. So if I got a channel that I need to develop colors on, then that's probably something that I want to look at and something that I want to do. So, but I encourage you. You got a great makings of a channel. Keep it up, my friend. Keep it up. Sheila, how do you have time to address each comment? Time to care for your wife, time to do YouTube, time for times to be seems to be your friend. Are you naturally ambitious? Well, I've been the kind of person since I was a kid. I was always doing something. I had a lot of interests. Uh, I've been bivocational all of my life. I've never had one job. Even when I was pastoring a fairly large church full time, I had a side income, a side thing that I was doing. I'm just one of those people that has a lot of interest. Now it's a little harder now because I am the full time caregiver for my wife. I am still pastoring the church on a part time basis. I preach only on Sundays, and then I'm doing YouTube. But so I have to understand that my first obligation is to God. My second is to my family and my wife. She takes precedence over everything. And then, thirdly, I guess I would put there would be related to ministry, and fourthly is YouTube. And is there any time left over for old Mike? Well, I enjoy my quiet time. I enjoy reading. There's a lot of things that I really enjoy. I think time management is a mindset. I think the perspective of doing the most difficult thing first in the day. I got that idea from Stephen Covey, I think back in the 80s when he first started his book, 7 Habits of Effective Leaders or whatever it is. And I went to one of his in-person conferences, and that was what he led with. You want to get better, be better productive, and I love the whole idea of being productive, is do the most difficult thing first. Now, you're always going to have interruptions, but you have to sort out interruptions. There's a great little book called The Tyranny of the Urgent. I don't think it's in print any longer. The Tyranny of the Urgent. That means somebody knocks at your door and they've got something really urgent. Well, 99% of the urgent things aren't really urgent. It's somebody else's need and they think it's urgent. Now, if there's an accident in the house, you drop something on the floor, yeah, it's urgent. You need to clean that up. The tyranny of the urgent is we allow too many things that appear to be urgent to creep in and get in the way of the more important things that need to be done. That's why the hardest thing that I need to do, the thing maybe I dread the most, I do that first in the morning. I've been doing that for 35, 40 years now. Now, I'm not perfect at it, and some things I will put off. I do not procrastinate. Uh, I I do schedule things. That's my excuse for procrastinating. You can procrastinate or you can schedule it down the line. But that's one way to do it anyway. Pocket Creator, you tell such great stories. Can you tell us one story from your past that helped you in the last year of your YouTube journey? Yeah, I'll tell you one. I told it to my daughter in law just the other day. It has to do with bacon. I was in the Marine Corps. I was at Camp Pendleton in the infantry training. They asked for anybody that could type. I could type 70 words a minute. I raised my hand, took a typing test, and I ended up in the mess hall for a week typing up menus. And it was better than out running around in the boonies. So I've always had a passion for bacon, my entire family for bacon. I love crispy bacon. So one day, the cook, I saw him headed out to the trash with a big giant tray. This is how they made bacon. You remember they're feeding thousands of Marines. This big giant tray of bacon, about 4 to 5 pounds of bacon on that tray. I said, "Where are you going with that, sir?" He said, "It's overcooked. I'm going to throw it away." Nah, I said, "Put it down here. I'll take care of it." Over the next 2.5 hours, I ate all that bacon. That's right. I ate all of that bacon. You're wondering, what in the world does this have to do with YouTube? Well, I ended up in sick bay. That night, I ended up in sick bay. The corpsman said, "Marine, what did you do?" I said, "I ate 4 pounds of bacon." You said, "You idiot. What do you think you're doing? You can't eat 4 pounds of bacon and survive." So here's what I learned about YouTube. I've shared this before, but not in this story form. Do not try to do YouTube by eating 4 pounds of bacon. Eat it one strip at a time. In my YouTube journey, I tried doing too many things. I tried to get up I was going to start a Patreon, a Skool, email list, landing page, a web page. I mean, all the different things. I bought all kinds of equipment. A lot of it is sitting here that's not even open. I got a Mac Mini sitting here that I bought 5 months ago that's still in the box. I had I went through a period of time in my YouTube experience where I ate everything on the plate. Everything I saw, everything somebody recommended. Man, I got to do that. I got to do that. I didn't take the time to put it into a strategic plan that I had set. I forgot about my strategic plan. So please don't eat the whole plate of bacon. Now, you guys that are vegans, you're probably throwing up right now. Eat one strip at a time, right? And get good at doing one thing on YouTube. get really good at doing one thing on YouTube. That's why I'm still on the YouTube channel, and I haven't yet gone to StreamYard or Riverside or Ecamm Live because there's a learning curve with that. I need to practice that. As somebody else has mentioned, I've got limited time in my life. So there was a time that those things would crowd in and I would spend all my time working on those and other things would go by the side. So there you go. There's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Oh, my word. I never answered this question that Sheila had. How do I answer every comment? Uh, I do it as they come. I don't batch them. I do them as they come. I am probably guilty of living on my iPhone in between all the things I do in my life. I'm always checking the worst thing that everybody says, don't look at your YouTube studio. That's the worst thing you could do. If you look at your YouTube studio, you're going to go nuts. But I look at my YouTube studio a lot and I can see a couple different ways when I have unanswered questions and I answer them as they come. I never let them stack up very long. I think that at least works better for me. Brick, how you doing? Good to see you here. Love your channel, Mike. Fee 5959. I'm 66 years old and just started my YouTube channel, Cycling with Cancer. Have I been to your channel? Maybe you've not started it. What editing software do you like using, having issues doing voiceover on? I use CapCut. I dumped it for a while. I went back to it. I do have a couple of other backups. I like CapCut because CapCut was made with social media creators in mind. No other editing software is made that way. You have to do workarounds to make them work for you. That's why I love CapCut. And there is a utility, a way to do voiceovers in CapCut. Search YouTube. There's a lot of different places there that you can watch a video. Encouragement Seeker, hi, good to see you here. Vicky, hi, good to see you. Um, uh, Simple Fit in Physical. Just finished my workout. I'll be listening on the way home. Now, here's a gal that I really appreciate. She is so dedicated to doing her YouTube channel, doing exercises, being faithful. She doesn't have a huge following, but she's honest and sincere, especially anybody in my age group. You need to go look up her channel, Simple Fit and Physical Therapy. I may have it linked on my channel somewhere. I've given her a shout out a couple of times. And there's so many people that are just starting YouTube deserve a shout out. I do have a playlist on my channel called "Shout Out to New Creators." I rotate that a lot of times, I've mentioned that when somebody asks a question or leaves a comment, I go look at their avatar, and if they're a brand new channel and it really has got something going, they got a good video, I'll add that to that playlist so that maybe they'll get a little bit of exposure there. 60 years old, encouragement seeker. Well, I'm encouraged that you're doing this. Vicky, you're 72. Started a channel at 71. I do art and it's a big learning curve, but I have time in retirement. I like to play. I'm not sure if I looked at your channel or not, Vicky. A lot of art channels, they're faceless, not in the negative sense. A lot of faceless videos I don't like at all. But if you're doing art, you're focusing on the art and you're demonstrating that. I think that's a great way to do it. Okay, Robin says, do you find that the more you put yourself out there and the more videos you put out, that you've gained more confidence, or have you always been confident with this? You're definitely inspired me. Well, I've always had a certain amount of confidence because I was a class clown. Yeah, I got thrown out of high school. I got kicked out of high school, actually. So there's an advantage to being a class clown. You get used to ridicule and you get used to shooting off your mouth when you shouldn't. But I think that in terms of YouTube, I'm much more in favor of quality over quantity. Again, it depends on your goals. If you're replacing a full-time income, if you're trying to do YouTube as a full-time job, as a full-time income, then you really need to approach it that way. You're going to be doing a lot of content creation, 2 to 3 a week. You'll probably be doing shorts. If you're like me and you're older and you're going to do it as a side income, or you're going to do it as a part-time endeavor, then I think quality over quantity. I've only been averaging one video a week. I do one live stream a month at the last Friday of the month, so I only do one video a week. I think I'm pushing 60 videos now. I'm celebrating my 1 year anniversary in September. I'll do a video on that, I think. So I have 55, 60 videos, but I've got 31,000 subscribers. I'm pushing 600,000 watch time hours. I've been monetized in 9 weeks. I have a pretty good community, a pretty good following. I think part of that is because of resonating with what I do. In other words, every video that I put out, I want it to answer somebody's question. I want to solve somebody's problem. Every video that I put out, my goal is to help somebody, encourage somebody by answering a question or solving a problem. Whether it's a YouTube specific video or something else. If you can do that, you'll resonate with people, even if you're not the most animated and exciting person. If you're solving people's problems, if you're answering people's questions, then that will go an awful long way in extending your YouTube channel. Hi, Tim. How are you doing from Don't You Hub? So many people here. Neil, by now you must have heard you muted your. Yeah, I did. I muted my mic. It's back on though. Yeah. That's me. I muted myself. Isn't that crazy? Oh, brother. Let's see. CapCut and other software claim your intellectual property. Yeah, I've been down that road. I've checked it, all of that. But everything on the internet that you do, somebody's got it. Somebody's got it. Uh, I don't think there's any software unless you have some resident software residing on your computer that doesn't manage anything. As soon as you upload something, it's into the atmosphere of the internet, and I don't know if you can protect it or not. I just gave up on it. Oh, it was your headset. Hey, it's your fault, Neil. Do you have a favorite selfie stick tripod to film outside the house? I do. It's right here. Don't know. I can't remember what it is. I have two of them. I have this one here, and then I have one for my instant. I have an instant 360. I've not used my instant 360 that much, but I have a selfie stick for the instant 360. I really do like that one. Dr. Alfredo L. Dieter, PhD. Boy, you got a long explanation. I mean, a long introduction. Long name. Hello, brother. My channel is about theology and travel is bilingual. Really enjoying your channel. I have looked at your channel before. It's a great channel. You're a great thinker. My word, you're way above me, my friend. I love it. Oh my word. Sheila, you are interesting, authentic, and kind. No wonder you have accomplished so much in a year. I certainly benefit just knowing of your integrity in life. Thank you for sharing. Well, integrity is a slippery road, slippery slope. Um, I do think integrity is so important. As a matter of fact, where'd my glasses go? One of my favorite quotes regarding integrity. I think I probably used this somewhere along the line in one of my videos. It's a quote that I really like. It's from Billy Graham. He says, "When wealth is lost, nothing is lost. When health is lost, something is lost. When character is lost, all is lost." I could substitute integrity to character. I think they go hand in hand. I've not always had the best of character. I've struggled in my life over the years. I've tried to cut corners. I've had a bankruptcy, uh, gone through difficult times. Judy and I had to went through marriage counseling for a season. We all go through difficult things in life. I've struggled with the imposter syndrome, being a narcissist. I mean, all of the different things. I had my own therapist for 2 or 3 years, and seems strange maybe to admit this so publicly, but it's true. I think everybody would benefit from a therapist. Having a third view on your life is so important. But yeah, I've been through a lot of things, and part of that comes that the character that I want to be, I pretend to be. That's the imposter syndrome. So if I understand your question, and I appreciate your compliment about integrity and character, it's taken me a long time. Uh, you know, I'm not sure I grew up until I was 80 on my 80th birthday last year. I'm serious. I used to laugh about not growing up when I was 50, and then I was 60 and didn't grow up. I don't know if you ever grow up. You grow into who you are, and you develop characteristics and qualities as you go along. Developing character takes time, and it takes mistakes. It takes corrective course corrections. My good friend Steve Carmen, who's passed away now, scientist at NASA, on one of the lunar landings. He used to give a talk here locally. It was great, and he said that when they were shooting one of the rovers to Mars, that they were making course corrections all the time on the way to Mars. You just didn't shoot it and off it went. You had to make course corrections because if you missed it, and I forgot, it was some integral amount, very small amount, a hundredth of a degree off. I don't remember what it was, but it was a small one. If you don't make that course correction, you'll miss Mars by thousands of miles, thousands of miles. So I think it's very important with character development that I'm open to making course corrections in my life as I grow along. Okay, I'm about done. I've been on here for an hour. Hi, Mike. Nice to see you. Pops. I am doing well. Thank you. I do 2 live a week. This is Vicky. Wow, Vicky, I gotta go back to your channel. My face analysis of the lipstick. Okay, I remember who you are. Oh, my word. I have to leave. All right, I'm gonna leave too. So remember, if you would like one each of my stickers to put on your cup, your briefcase, or on your forehead, and you want one of my cool business cards, and you live in the United States, I invite you to send me an email at meoldliving@gmail.com. If you can't remember that, it's in the description of my channel. Go to my channel, look in the description, it's there. Send me an email with your address. I will delete it after I get it so that I'm not going to sell it or do anything with it. But I'll send you a couple of my stickers. That'd be great. Thank you, everyone, for joining the chat today. Thank you for all of you that tried to warn me that my sound was off and I was too occupied answering a question. I didn't notice it. Thank you to my son, Patrick, who had to flag me down with a FaceTime to tell me my sound was off. Oh, my word. I love it. I have to go back and try to edit that out of the in the YouTube studio. Oh, I hate the YouTube studio editing software. It's terrible. And you can't edit it for probably a day or so before it's fully done. Okay, last couple of people in here. You're never too late to start over. I'm doing 46 years old. Amen. You're young, my friend. Go for it. You can do it. Amen. Hi from the UK. Just wanted to thank you for being so inspirational. I'm 57. I'm just starting my YouTube channel. Way to go. Thanks for another great chat. Hey, Keith, thank you, my friend. Uh, you guys have a great day. Appreciate all of you. Okay. I really do.